welcome everyone! We are the Grin brothers, and we're back already.
Well, to them,
we'd take the whole day, but you know.
Unless we put up filler, but even then we never left.
Yeah.
Because it's filler.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why.
At this point we'll decide whether I actually play some of this or...
Okay. I'm still angry about you stopping you from playing my own story campaign. So, you're not.
Ah, well, what we play? No, you can...
It was entirely your choice to flip the coin.
You can handle the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll handle it, and you can handle the one after that if you want, because I've already been playing it.
Have you been playing the DLC?
Yes.
Oh.
Because it's my game that I bought with my money.
I guess.
I buy games to play
them.
Well,
I've stopped myself from playing several games because I want to cover them in other things for the first time. I never played Shadow of Mordor because I thought we were going to play it at some point.
I find it easier to make jokes if I've already played it.
I think it's better if there's a first response. I mean, I've always got something to talk about. I mean, heck yeah, I've got like...
Yeah, but I don't
different things, so...
remember. I don't plan ahead, I don't really do interesting things. I deal with customers and she groped her. There you go, she groped her.
Yeah, apparently the director thinks this is what, you know, women do in their spare time, apparently. I mean, maybe some do, but...
Some probably do. Not that many. Also,
no, the bounces just sound like they'd be painful doing like that.
That's a weird thing to say. I don't think people say that in real life. Yes, you should probably be arrested.
This is clearly going to help our ninjas.
Doesn't this count as sexual harassment?
I mean, if it's willing, I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it'd be worse if she was doing that.
Oh.
Okay, so they weren't dating. I mean, it seemed like they were because of how they were interacting. I mean, to be fair, you know.
There are no boots there.
Because it's the ones that she uses in her attack.
Oh.
No, that's probably the only case you should be doing it.
Also, more importantly, is this technically integral to the future plot of these games?
I guess.
This game is actually
so let me get this right. It doesn't appear to category if they're willing. That seems so worse.
I think what she means is she's not going to grope someone just because they want to be groped. She's going to grope people because she wants to grope people.
Okay.
Which, I mean... I guess that's fair enough, but also somewhat illegal. I wonder if Asuka will actually be playable. She is.
Yep.
Well,
was
time
it
to
Ikari?
Completely ignore her.
Step out. Time to watch.
Yes?
Yep.
You brought this upon yourself.
What, for thinking that'd be more entertaining for us to be experiencing it for the first time?
Yes. And also for flipping.
I mean, to be fair, there was, you know, there's been lots of good moments that caught you off guard. Like, you had no words for that Riona boss fight.
No, that was definitely...
That all just failed you.
Definitely bizarre. You're also the one that flipped the coin and...
Yeah, I know, I was terrible at flipping that coin. So let's see here.
You want me to talk?
I know you've got two subjects you can talk about.
I have two individual subjects that speech is possible of.
I think you can save those up for the next part, because this next one is one that you can probably just sort of listen to a lot of and interject, because yeah, the only sort of subject I've been talking to you recently about is the rumours of Pokemon Go Pikachu, Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
Yes.
Which sounds like they'd be, they could be things, but it also sounds like spin-offs, so like a Mystery Dungeon thing as well. But people are suspecting it to be like a Pokemon Yellow remake or reboot sort of thing.
The Fallout 4 Breath of the Wild Pokemon game.
That's part of the rumours. The thing is, there's so many different rumours about it at the moment, there's not very many concise ones.
Oh yeah, cards.
The only information is that it'd be Pikachu and Eevee focused. That just seems to be getting quicker and quicker.
To be fair, I'm going in with level 10 weapons on everyone.
But the thing is, that wasn't the only other rumoured Nintendo game.
Oh?
That was actually the one that came afterwards. The next one was the rumoured Retros project game.
Okay.
Because everyone's been speculating what the heck has taken Retro 4 years to work on. And this rumour apparently has just as many sort of like evidence to it as the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, though there hasn't been a name license copyright though, unlike Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. So just under it. Yeah, so... But wait, so you're worried about Yami, who just confessed her love to Katsugari.
I think...
You remind me of my sister. What was your relationship with your sister like? Creepy!
Yeah, see, she even points out. To be fair, this is Japan, so incest is perfectly normal.
These eye patches don't work very well. I can totally see through them.
She's wearing a visor, which I don't think people would be able to see through. Octopus.
Why would octopus be your first colour comparison?
Yes, let me compare your colour to an animal that changes colour. Not exactly,
I mean, the closest I can think is that I think Asuka's father runs a sushi bar.
Now I'd explain why there's... yeah, because there's a game, one of the games is just about making food.
Yes.
You just cook.
Apparently not all that deep of a food game either.
Well, no, because there's clearly different
like, it's
focus.
like less interactivity, It's like if you need a cooking game, there's stuff like Cooking
Mama.
Mama and all that to...
Yeah, the focus on the game was not cooking.
I would never have assumed that.
Because Jesse Cox played that as well. I don't...
Is it because he's purposely doing that, or fan requests, who really know him well?
Quote-unquote fan requests, I believe. Yay, new cars.
I got this one from SE Jocks. But yeah, this other game that has been rumoured, the name's floating about, that apparently Retro are working on. Star Fox.
Huh.
Grand Prix.
Ah.
Described as a combination of Star Fox, F-Zero, and Diddy Kong Racing.
So I heard something about rumours of Star Fox at work, and I was like, not going to happen, Star Fox is dead. So what instead they've done is taken 3 IPs that people want revived, and turned it into one game that's still going to die.
From the sounds of it, it's Star Fox, but they took F-Zero and just put Star Fox icing on it, and then are doing it with... The rumour is that it's going to have an adventure mode akin to Diddy Kong Racing. That story mode where you have that hub, you go to the level, and you have boss fights in it.
So...
And also both, potentially aerial and land gameplay.
So they take...
They take the corpse of F-Zero...
3 separate games that are perfectly viable in their own right.
Although Diddy Kong Racing is severely nerfed in its capabilities due to the whole rare situation.
Well, yeah.
But they did make a DS one, it's just that they missed out on Conquer and Banjo for obvious reasons.
That's a weird thing to say to your brother, but sure. Also, they're just allowed to take their phones in with them. Wouldn't the phones...
Well, I mean, she did forgive him for trying to kill her.
Twice.
Yeah.
Well, more than twice.
I mean...
That's also a weird thing to reply back with.
To be fair, in this case, they are not related. Unlike all the other cases.
Yeah.
And in fact, he wasn't exactly keen on her being adopted in the first place because it, undermined his role. So he never really considered her a sister.
That's still a little weird. But
I mean,
Japan.
a bit weird, but honestly, it's... Compared to everything else we've had in this game in terms of relationships and such...
I don't know, Liam.
That somehow is the most normal of them.
I feel like the relationships in this game and in Japanese games in general are perfectly normal. But...
I mean, you might have a better understanding of me. I don't know anyone, so...
Unfortunately, I do.
I don't have friends, apparently.
No, not let me die alone.
And you apparently... you're never allowed to be alone. Funny how we have the opposite things. But yeah.
Yeah, so they'd taken perfectly viable games that could be made into their own thing. And,
just rolled them into one. Is the rumour, of course.
Yeah.
But there is...
God. Why
but
did I not get rid of this weapon?
Whilst not as strong of evidence towards it as the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, it is still being suggested a lot. But this could well be a thing.
Oh.
And I've got to say, if you ever wanted to hear... if you ever want to have something to make you think that it might actually be a good idea, you should listen to Game Explain's 30-minute discussion on it. Because their optimism and ideas they are throwing out actually can really make you hyped up for the idea of Star Fox Grand Prix.
I'm sure it could be a good thing.
Yeah, I think, because like after hearing all the ideas and such, I mean, I thought, it'd be interesting to see. The only problem is that what Star Fox clearly is another spin-off, eh?
Yeah. Well, the main series ones
don't sell. People keep saying they want more Star Fox, but no one's ever really paid attention to outside of 64.
And all the other versions of 64.
And it's interesting they're combining two games which were, in their origins, just tech demos. Star Fox was a tech demo for the Super FX chip, and F-Zero was a tech demo for the Nintendo hardware. It was their main game they made to show off this is what the SNES can do.
I guess that is the case.
Yeah,
but that would just mean F-Zero is dead.
Yeah, like that was actually the end point of the Game Explain thing. It's like, would you want this if this effectively means the death of F-Zero? And I was like, sort of, 3 different responses sort of thing. One is like, well, before, like, on the N64 you had Mario Kart, F-Zero X, and Diddy Kong Racing existing at the exact same time.
Yeah, but
so
Nintendo
it's not like
don't want to cut into the fun.
And it's like, you have Kirby, Mario, and Donkey Kong all existing as platformers at the same time too, so... clearly they can coexist. I think it was Andre was, okay, I like F-Zero, but this feels like the usage of your Star Fox P feels like there's more potential to do interesting things. The one thing that Miyamoto was saying, like, there needs to be something more new to F-Zero. Rather than... Like, I can understand Miyamoto's mindset of, not wanting to just make it, let's make a HD F-Zero. They actually wanted to add something to it to make it feel like a different game. Because otherwise you could just do a HD remaster and it's like, job done.
My issue with that, though, is...
And the third response was them saying, no, as much as I like the ideas we came up with, I think it was Ash who said this, as much as we like the ideas we came up with, I do think there is a lot of potential for the F-Zero IP, and that because we have that IP, it should be utilised more.
Yeah, my issue is, with that kind of argument, is you don't need to do something new every time you release a game. It's like with the whole Breath of the Wild thing. They did something new. They did something kind of new with Mario Odyssey. But Kirby is still just Kirby and it works fine. They don't need to try and...
Well, no, Kirby's got the advantage in the... They did do something new. They did the Star Allies mechanic. Yeah. They added a new mechanic into it, and they added a story. The problem is that F-Zero is a racing game, which is not known for stories, in general, racing games. And it's like Mario Kart. Mario Kart has added something new almost every single game.
Yes. It's
64 is the only one they didn't add something new to.
removed perfectly viable features.
They added Double Dash. In Double Dash, they added 2 characters. They added different vehicles. Mario Kart 7 actually introduced, underwater and air sections. And Mario Kart 8 introduced the new track system.
Yeah, which is just a track.
There's always something new added to it, and
but I don't think you have to add something new every time.
Yeah, but in that case, you might as well just do a HD remaster of the original, because people are just saying, "Oh, just do online, just basically make it HD online." There you go, done.
You mean like how they've effectively remade Star Fox every single time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was the only thing that worked for Star Fox.
I can understand, but then again, the moment they tried to take it in a different direction, with Zero, they actually tried to do a bit more than just remaking Star Fox. People complained.
But F-Zero's been out of it for a long time. Just doing like a revamp would be fine.
Yeah, but at that point you could just basically make a HD version of GX and you're basically giving people what they want.
Sure.
So many people have not played it in so long. I do feel that you can't. You might at that point, if you're just doing it without actually adding anything. It's basically you're just adding a new level to a game, basically.
Yeah, upgrading the graphics.
Or like how Street Fighter 2 was basically just here, we're adding more characters each time, and they never made the next Street Fighter. It was just Street Fighter 2 over and over again.
The difference with that is Street Fighter 2. There wasn't a gap really between the different versions. Pretty much a yearly release of Street Fighter 2s.
Yeah.
This has been over 10 years now.
I mean, I can understand it, but I just feel like there's so many ideas you could do with F-Zero.
Yes.
You know what? And I don't mean changing the entire game. I mean just adding a new thing to say, okay, this is our new feature we've worked on that could help improve the experience.
Yes.
Like, one thing I thought of, well, what's F-Zero's biggest problem? It's so gosh darn hard, you can't get people into the game. Offer some modes to help people gradually adjust and get used to difficulty.
Yeah.
Like a adjustable handicap thing, like this thing allows you to have a bit more health than usual, and as you get better and better, maybe like a scoring system of how your cups go, it gets it back down to the neutral level of damage you take.
Yeah. Or
something like you've got like free sort of recovery things to stop you from falling off the edge of the pit.
How long did it take you to think of that? Just out of curiosity.
I made this tea time back. It was my 6th tea time, so back around 2013.
And Nintendo still haven't thought of doing it.
I know, it's weird.
Which means they probably have thought of doing it and just don't care.
The Nintendo of Europe did try to get an F-Zero game made.
That's true.
But the studio got bought out by EA.
Good job, EA.
It's funny, the studio said they hated the idea of working on another person's game, and then they made Need for Speed, and then they killed Need for Speed. Because Need for Speed crashed the last couple of years. So I think most of the people who were part of that company left.
Do you know what my issue with modern... I mean, it's generally modern games, but modern racing games? What's the fun of a racing game? Other than just going fast.
Well, there's 2 big divides in the racing game. I guess...
You race with people.
Racing, yeah, with people.
That's the point of a racing game. Competition.
Yeah.
You race against people. Why do you know racing games nowadays, except like one and Mario Kart, have local co-op? It doesn't exist. You know how many customers I've had come in, be like, oh, I want a car game I can play with my kid, and it's like, cool, they don't exist.
That seems to be the general thing, though. Co-op seems to...
Yeah.
And despite that, EA's co-op game recently did amazing.
Yeah, A Way Out. Hammered expectations. But Nintendo are about the only people that actually do local co-op.
I mean, that's one of the best features about the Switch. The fact that this one Switch is actually a co-op machine already.
Yeah. Genuinely amazing. And I don't know why...
It's why Mario Kart Double Dash was one of the best of the... Well... Either the best or the second best. I'm not sure why I prefer. You'd say it's the best, but one of its best features is the fact that you could play co-op.
Yeah. In a racing game.
Yeah.
It's great. It's amazing. And I will fight anyone that dares to say otherwise. The general problem is companies are too focused on things like graphics and stuff rather than focusing on gameplay and co-op.
Which is the sister, that focus on the gameplay instead.
It's Nintendo.
But that's also why they haven't had a new F-Zero, because they keep thinking of a new idea they want to implement with it, to evolve it. But either they have been focused on other things, like Miyamoto has been putting far more focus on... Miyamoto is a gameplay guy anyway.
I dive into F-Zero.
Miyamoto came up with 3 gameplay ideas. One became Star Fox Zero, one became Star Fox Guard, and the other became the giant robot fight in Nintendo Labo.
Add like little...
went on... And the other thing Miyamoto's been focused on gameplay-wise has usually been the Pikmin series.
Add like a little gunner.
Little gunner to F-Zero?
Yeah.
That could work, yeah.
And you could have it co-op as well if you want. Because, they have guns. Yeah. They're criminals.
Well, F-Zero
There's wanted criminals
F-Zero
entering
does
these car
have
competitions.
vehicle health. So it wouldn't be that weird if you could attack something. Or like in the Street Racer game I've got, that weird game that Ubisoft made back in the day where UB and Soft were actually separated.
And stuff like that.
Where if you're close enough you could just go, pop out and whack sort of thing.
Yeah, it would be like Twisted Metal if it was actually a racing game instead of Destruction Derby.
An idea I came up for the Wii U specifically.
Oh my god, could you imagine F-Zero's Destruction Derby? You wouldn't hit anything because you're too fast.
An idea I thought of, and there's been other games which have since done that. Fast Racing Neo has come up with unique ideas for F-Zero, having the colour changing mechanic. Another thing I thought of, specifically focusing on how to use the Wii U gamepad with F-Zero, is having it your vehicle, and it shows different parts of your vehicle where it's taking specific damage. Like, my wing's damaged, I'll release the wing, it will reduce my speed, but no longer will the fire spread to the rest of the vehicle, and the popped off wing could possibly slam into another vehicle behind me.
See, that's something. Normally I'd say,
that
on gameplay isn't always the idea of implementing new features. Sometimes it's refining what's already there.
But F-Zero GX...
already did that.
Yeah,
as a core gameplay mechanic, GX is...
It's like how every idea to improve Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door keeps going awry, because Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door...
is perfect.
Yeah, the gameplay is perfect.
By design, it is perfection.
You basically just need to enhance...
It's really rare to get games like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a game that, by design, achieves everything it needs to achieve gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
I guess that's why Pokemon's can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, that's...
By design, they've kind of ironed it out.
Yeah, I think by Diamond... With that last implementation in Diamond and Pearl, the special attack split, they perfected the gameplay.
Yeah. Core gameplay is set.
That's why I think Black and White was such a good thing, because they focused on the one thing that needed some attention. The story.
Story in Pokemon.
Yeah. It made it more linear, but I felt that trying to focus on ways to make it so you could still explore whilst keeping a good story would be what you'd have to do next.
But no,
X and Y unfortunately had to focus on, okay, we're moving to the 3D, we now need to make every model 3D.
But when you think
That's taking up our time a lot.
When you think about it, right? The most linear of the Pokemon games is Black and White.
Yeah.
It's personally, for both of us, one of our favourites.
Yeah.
And debatably, from a pure kind of remove nostalgia and all that, probably what I'd say is the best Pokemon game. Not for beginners. Best Pokemon game for beginners is still Sun and Moon, because it is a tutorial. If you want to get into Pokemon, it's a good
X and Y is also pretty good for beginners. Cause I feel X and Y in one fashion. I said about Sun and Moon being so good for beginners, but I felt X and Y, I had a better understanding of how EVs and IVs worked, thanks to the Super Training Simulator.
Yes, but you don't want to go in too hard. I would say Sun and Moon, then X
Sun
and
and Moon, though,
X and Y
I never noticed it, because it was all focused on that island thing, which I had despised the mere concept of.
Yeah.
So I never saw that, whereas you noticed the Super Training because it's on the bottom screen. But...
Yeah. X and Y is a good way to introduce you to more of the refined features of Pokemon.
Yeah.
The bits that, when you're doing a standard playthrough, you don't need to care about.
Yeah.
But Black and White arguably is the best of them. But that's not the point I was trying to get to. The most free and open Pokemon game of the mainline series is the one we both actively hate the most.
Gold and Silver.
Hate. Gold and Silver.
Yeah.
Because
we could have actually been doing this all of these times, but...
Yeah, but plot.
Yeah.
Clearly,
plot.
Gold and Silver
We ignored all of the unis for the most part.
I love the idea of having a more open Pokemon game. Gold and Silver tried that and failed miserably.
Yeah.
Nothing levels up properly. The gym leaders are still set levels, which doesn't work if you want it to be open. What I do want to check
Team
out...
Rocket are god-awful for some reason.
Yes. There's a ROM an emulator I want to check out.
Yeah.
And I know of it because Picasbury,
Okay.
God bless that man, called...
Rest in peace after Smeagol run.
Called Crystal Clear.
Rest in peace, Red's dignity for losing to 6 Smeagol's.
Yeah, not even the same level as his Pikachu.
5 Smeagol's, actually.
No, he managed to do it with 6 because there's a Pokemon Center up there, and in the original Gold and Silvers, you didn't need HMs.
Oh, neat.
But so yeah, Crystal Clear is an open world Pokemon game. You can choose what starter to have, and it's not limited to the basic starters. You can choose from Kanto and Johto starters, as well as an assortment of different Pokemon like Houndour and such.
Okay.
You choose what town to start in, and all the gym leaders will level up based on how many badges you have. Yeah, we've gone over it.
26 minutes. This is an awfully long one of just us talking.
It's just been on this screen as well, but oh well.
F-Zero was a bit too much of a conversation for that, right?
Yeah, we kind of went off a bit, but we could have probably just done that as like an actual tea time or something. I don't know.
Tea time pretty quickly, yeah. Last minute. Yeah, you finish off your point. We definitely got this because it's going to take ages to upload.
Crystal Clear is effectively a better way of doing it. You choose a place to start, and things level up based on gym badges, which makes sense. Unlike Johto, where everything's just too low of a level. Nothing levels up.
Yeah, neither the Pokemon, the trainers, the gym leaders.
They solved the issue.
And then there's Kanto, which Kanto, they did go fully on with that. Yeah, you can go anywhere you want. Does anything level up? No!
They're like,
also, his Snorlax is just like impossibly hard.
We'll solve the solution of being underleveled for areas by making it so it's physically impossible to be underleveled!
And then here's Mount Silver! Red's level 70. He's so high of a level.
His squad's level 70 except the Pikachu, which is 81.
Who is so high of a level, and there's no good place to train.
Nope. And he still got beaten by 6 Smeagol's.
Gotta remember, Golden Gen 2 is most people's favourite.
It's trash. I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it. It's the truth. It's trash compared to the others. But anyway.
Yep.
Bye.
Cheerio.